Take a deep breath in, and as you breathe in a feeling of quiet, calm and confidence, and as you exhale, just allow your eyelids to close, and as they close, allow yourself to position your body in a way that you can feel comfortable and access the deepest levels of relaxation. Breathing in that resourceful relaxation, and as you exhale, allow yourself to release any stored up feelings of frustration, any tension. I want you to get a sense that sometimes it's natural for things to accumulate. I want you to get a sense that in nature, that's what happens. Small things build on small things, and eventually those small things become big things. Sometimes even islands are created through a process of gradual accumulation. And that's good. If what you're accumulating is wisdom and gratitude, some people say it's good to count your blessings, but some people count their grudges. And where focus goes, energy flows. I want you to allow yourself the possibility of letting go of all of that past baggage that is just holding you back from a wonderful future. And what if part of that wonderful future is to deactivate certain triggers that put you in a state which you would never voluntarily choose to feel, but have been feeling anyway? I want you to imagine yourself in a peaceful place, maybe a garden, a meadow, or a beach. Imagine breathing in and breathing out, feeling deeper and deeper relaxed. Breathing in relaxation, exhaling tension. And as your body begins to relax, and as your breath becomes slower and deeper, allow yourself to settle into the safety of this moment. A moment when nothing is expected of you, nothing to prove, just a quiet return to the truth that has always lived beneath the surface. And there's a part of you that knows what it's like to feel on edge, to feel a sudden surge or explosion of emotion when someone says or does something. And it's like something ancient gets awakened inside you, like stepping on a landmine that was buried long ago. But what if you didn't bury it there? Someone else did. A moment of abuse, shame, rejection. Maybe it was pain passed down from one generation to another. And you don't know what things were passed down from the next generation up. It doesn't take something big sometimes to create this trigger. It could have been a moment where you were made to feel small, unseen, or unworthy. And these moments, these landmines, they weren't your fault. But now, I want you to imagine something powerful is happening. You're becoming the one with the tools, the training and the wisdom to deactivate them. What if you no longer need to explode? You no longer need to react, because now each trigger becomes a message, a map, a gift, not a threat, but an opportunity. I want you to use the power of your imagination to imagine walking through a field that represents your life and your history. Buried beneath the surface are landmines, some of which are decades old. You can recall times that people have accidentally trod on these landmines and experienced an emotional reaction from you. But imagine now that instead of fear, trepidation, or the idea that others are provoking you into feeling the way you have been feeling, I want you to imagine that you carry something powerful with you, a device in your hand that finds the landmines and gently, safely deactivates them one by one. But there is a lifetime of landmines here, and sometimes someone in your life, perhaps someone very close, may step on one. Not because they meant harm, because it was there, hidden. And in those moments, instead of blame or shame, you remember this is your moment to heal. And whether it's in the moment or in the aftermath of an emotional outburst, you will find the time to pause, to breathe, and ask yourself, how would I have wanted to respond? What would my most healed self do in that very same situation? And you'll allow your imagination to give you different scenarios, rewinding it, playing it back. The same trigger, but a different response. And as you imagine that new response, the charge fades. The wire is cut. And that landmine, and anything like it, is no longer a threat. It's just a memory. A memory without the pain, and a memory that no longer triggers. You begin to realize now that how people treated you in the past said everything about them and nothing about your worth or value. want you to imagine if someone has a priceless gem, but treats the priceless gem like something worthless and undesirable. That says more about the owner of the gem than the value of the gem. The priceless gem was always priceless, and that didn't change just because that value wasn't appreciated by the owner. I want you to think about a time in your life where you treated people that others deemed unworthy as worthy. And if other people are worthy and valuable and full of talents and potential, then that must be true for you too. Worth is not earned. It's not given by others. It is your birthright. Allow yourself to come to the conclusion that you are valuable. You are enough. You are already complete. And from this moment forward, what if every trigger becomes a chance, a key, an opening? You will react however you react, but after the reaction comes the response. An opportunity, a window where you can respond differently, to love yourself more, to write a new story in the very spaces where old pain used to live. To still be triggered is to still give these people power. They didn't deserve that power. They weren't responsible with that power. And every time you change a trigger, you are taking that power back. And you'll notice that over time, fewer landmines appear. There are less explosive emotions from you. That you feel calmer, safer, and more whole. That things that used to create a certain response create a different response. What used to make you think that you were provoked now makes you think. Healing is deactivating these triggers. And it gets easier and easier each time you do it. These triggers were never yours. By thinking how you would want to handle the very situation that used to trigger you, deactivates the landmine. From this point onwards, you can trust yourself. You can forgive yourself. You get to value yourself. I want you to feel priceless. Not just valuable, not just worthy, but priceless. I want you to feel more worthy than you've ever felt. And let this feeling grow now. Perhaps a warm glow in your chest or somewhere else, and allow it to spread through your whole body. A reminder that you matter, and absolutely nothing can take that away. Think of all the good things you've done, the people you've helped, even despite that tough childhood. You would have been justified in being cruel and bitter and mean, and yet you weren't. That itself is valuable. As you allow yourself to feel this value increasing, by nodding your head. That's it. It's time to return to the here and now. Sometimes forewarned is forearmed. Just in thinking that provocation is people accidentally stepping on your landmines is enough to remove at least half of all of these landmines. To return feeling that your future is a future of less triggers, not more. Of more happiness, not less. So take a deep breath in through your nose and out through your nose. Wiggle your fingers and wiggle your toes. Start to connect and calibrate with the here and the now, as I now count from 1 to 10 to awaken you. Starting to count. 1, 2, 3, waking up. 4, 5, 6, more alert. 7, 8, open your eyes, open your eyes. 9, 10, wide awake, wide awake, wide awake.